So if you joined me last week, you would have seen my attempt at making some Christmas cards that I was not happy with. And today I thought I'm going to give it another try, but I'm going to try to play to my forte, which is more sea glass, less painting. So I'm going to set these aside, and I have another blank card and envelope, and I am going to do a little bit of painting. But in this one, I am only going to use gold metallic paint. So I'm not going to try and mess with the watercolor paints. So I have a little bit of water. I have a couple of paintbrushes. I've got a small paintbrush here and a fan brush, because some of what I did last week I was kind of happy with. So with this one, I'm just going to use a bit of my gold paint to make somewhat of a flashy star bit in the sky. Or sorry, at the top of the tree. This is going to be a tree as well, but it's going to be quite different than what I did in my other one. Because here I just want a little bit of shimmer up here. You know, it's okay to make things that aren't a great success. I'm hoping that I like this one a little bit better. I am going to do a base for my tree because my tree is sitting out in the forest, and I like having a bit of grounding. So it's just a couple of lines of gold to ground my tree. And one thing I was happy with my cards was this bit where you take your fan brush, get it a little bit wet, and get some of the gold paint on the tips of it, and then you kind of splash and it gives you dots of paint. Gives you kind of a textured background, and I thought my sea glass tree can go on here. And that's all I'm going to do for painting, because as much as I may enjoy painting, it's definitely not my forte. Now those of you who paint better than I do might do quite a bit more painting and then add some sea glass. Now it's all about the sea glass. So I'm going to take one very small white piece of sea glass and put it in the center of this star to kind of set that off. And then I'm going to put some tree trunks on. And I'm using my siliconed adhesive caulking to attach my sea glass. I use this for everything, whether I'm putting things on paper or on glass or on driftwood. I find this works. It doesn't yellow, it stays. And the key with putting it on paper is to not use too much, because if you use too much, it can make your paper warp. But paper's like that. So I'm just going to attach a few brown pieces to make a trunk. And my goal with this tree is not to make a really solid tree. It's standing out in the middle of the forest, and it is going to be kind of airy. So I've got a bunch of green sea glass. I'm just going to play around with my tiny greens until I get a nice airy tree filled in. This is something where you can spend a lot of time going through your sea glass to pick out all your small pieces and then just play around with them until the tree looks good to you. So there you go. Less paint and more sea glass works for me. So Merry Christmas, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I hope you make it out to the beach, and happy sea glass hunting.